The time has finally come for the national championship here in season number 7. The road has been bumpy this year. We struggled to find an identity early. We didn't know if we were going to be a jump shot team, whether we were going to be an inside team, and we really had to figure it out through a couple of losses. But all of a sudden, something clicked. The nation's 2 top recruits committed to LBSU, and it was just a coincidence. The players on our current squad started balling out. We made a run in the NCAA tournament, defeating a 30-1 Princeton team at the time, and then going on to defeat a couple of teams in the Elite 8 and in the Final Four by a huge margin. Our offense really got going when we put Jacob Ray and Eric Carlos in the starting lineup, and we haven't looked back. Welcome to the national championship. We will get our rematch versus Oklahoma State. Last time we faced this team was in the Maui Invitational, and we won by fadeaway 2 at the buzzer. Now, Oklahoma State is a very good team. They were a number 1 seed in their bracket. They finished the season 30-8 up to this point, and they are led by Bob Small, the National Player of the Year runner-up to Solomon Teixeira, but he did win the Defensive Player of the Year in the country, and he guards Solomon Teixeira. And remember, in the first matchup, he got the best of Teixeira. Teixeira was really on clamps the entire game and was uncomfortable, and we'll see if Bob Small can do that again. Levi Brock actually hit the game winner in game number 1, and now here they return for the national championship after they ran through their bracket. They have a very complete team from top to bottom. Their defense is their strong suit, and we will see if they can continue it here in the Natty. This Oklahoma State team is good from top to bottom, and we will try it out the same starting lineup who has got us to this national championship. So let's see if we can cap off this season with back-to-back national champions. Here we go. We win the tip-off. Here is Solomon Teixeira as he tips it to our senior point guard, Michael Workman. And let's see what our offense can do here on the first possession. Here we are working around the perimeter. This is Eric Carlos, the freshman, out to Workman for 3, and he opens it up and rattles it home. It rolls around the rim, and we get the first bucket of the game, 3-0. Here comes Oklahoma State the other way. That is a miss, and that is Bobby Pope on the 3. Here we go the other way. Eric Carlos, and he throws one at the hoop. Levi Brock, who was the hero in game number 1, he hits that one. And here comes Carlos to the free throw line, shooting 90% from the free throw line this year. He knocks down the first, and the second one is also good. 5-point lead here to start out this game. So here's the point guard, William Mueller, getting it around to Bobby Pope. Fade away 2, and that is off. Ansel Buss, who misses that one. And here we go the other way. Getting a pick from Teixeira is Workman. He passes the outside, and that is a steal. Here is Mueller going the other way. Inside to Bob Small, and he can't get it to go. And the national player runner-up misses an easy one. Here's a fadeaway 2 this time. Teixeira, but offensive rebound by Ray is blocked. And here comes Oklahoma State the other way, passing it up to Buss. Buss gets into the lane and gets a foul called on Tyrus Danks. And he goes to the free throw line. He is their second leading scorer this season. And if Bob Small is off, he's got to be on. He knocks down the first, and he knocks down the second. And we'll see if we can contain him in this game. He is one of the best scoring guards in this tournament. As here's a pick from Teixeira out to Workman. He just keeps it himself and takes the 3. And it's a 6-point lead here early on, 8-2. But there is Bob Small finally getting on the board. He gets the shot just from outside the lane. Now a 4-point lead. Here's a play design. This time to Teixeira. He hits the deep 2, 10-4. I like the pace we're playing at so far. Here's a jump shot in the lane. It is rejected. Michael Workman just absolutely destroys that shot. Look at how high he got on that jump and just literally threw it the opposite way. Good defense by our senior point guard. And here we go the other way, 10-4. getting a pick. Here's Carlos getting around to the free throw line and passes it inside, finding Teixeira. He gets the floater over Bob Small, and now we have a comfortable 8-point lead. Here is Oklahoma State the other way, knocking it down, and that is Levi Brock. So a 5-point lead. Here's a pass inside by Mueller, deflected. Here we go the other way now in transition. Let's see what Ray does. And he works it out to Workman. Workman looks for the pick from Ray. Here he is at the top, and he gets his shot blocked. And here comes Oklahoma State the other way. Coast to coast, Bob Small, and it's going to be blocked. Little Michael Workman blocks the Defensive Player of the Year shot on that one. And it's still a 5-point game. But they finally get a bucket inside. That's Mueller. And it's back to a 3-point game now. So 9.5 to go. Here's a pick out to the outside. Danks from 3, and it's just long. And he can't get going in this game. As here comes Oklahoma State the other way. Working it inside. Bob Small, jump shot over to Teixeira. It's missed. Good defense play by Teixeira, making sure you don't foul him. And now here we are with 9 minutes left. Here's a 3 right away. Danks. And he knocks it down. 6-point lead. I want to see him get going. Remember, less is more of Danks. So here they are working it inside. That is Brock, and gets it to go. And this is a close game to start out this matchup. Both teams are good on defense, and that's what it's showing up to be. Here's a pick, and Workman goes the other way, losing his defender. He's got 3 threes so far. 9 points for him, leading both teams. So here 11-18. There is a fadeaway blocked. It is going to be Workman's 3rd block within the first 6 minutes of this game. How about the senior showing up in his last action here at LBSU? And he gets that block. Now it's an 18-11 game. Here's an inbound. This time Gill is open. Off of the bench he hits it. The freshman, he's averaging about 3 points a game. He hits about just one of those. And I'm going to look for him in the future. Back to the action now. 21-11, and there is a nice drive. And that is knocked down in the lane. 8-point lead now. The bench checks in here. Steve Jenkins working it inside to Jacob Ray, and that is knocked down off the glass. And a good start here for our offense. We're being efficient outside and in. Pick and roll action. Back out to Gill. His second 3 of the game is knocked down. 6 points for him off the bench. Now up to an 11-point lead. Nick Miles pick and roll, shoots a 3. It's off, rimming out. But Jacob Ray is there on the offensive boards. He gets it to go over Bob Small. And now it is a 13-point game. Here's Mueller on the perimeter, and he gets it stolen from Steve Jenkins on that pass. Jenkins goes the other way. Nobody stops the 3. He's going to take it. No. Passing it inside. Heineke, and 1. He had a huge game in the Final Four. He gets fouled that time, and he goes to the free throw line to make it a 3-point play. And Jonathan Heineke, the McDonald's All-American, he turned down a bunch of big offers to come play for Long Beach. He loved what he saw last year. He joined the squad as a starter and kind of went to the bench, and he knocks down the 3. It's a 16-point lead. We're on a 9-0 run. So here's Oklahoma State. Outside shot by Brock. That's good. And he knocks it down and gets them right back in this game. They're down by 14 now. So here's Workman with the pick. He gets to the free throw line right away. He knocks it down at about free throw range. 33-17 now, about 3.5 to go. Here in the first half still. Here's a nice pass inside. That is whipped around and over the outstretched hands of Steve Jenkins. An easy bucket given up by LBSU. But here we are with a 12-point lead. Here's Heineke, a nice post move, and he freezes his defender and gets it to go. 14-point lead now, just about a minute left. Here's another pass inside. This time it's a foul, and that is Jonathan Heineke who gets called for that one. And that puts the freshman William Muller on the free throw line. He is a very good player. Watch out for him as he will grow with this Oklahoma State program. And he knocks down the first free throw, 35-22, make it 35-23. Now a 12-point lead here. We're going to hold for the last shot. Here's a pick. Workman gets stopped just outside the lane. It looks like he's going to look inside. Teixeira posts up a little bit. Fade away 2. And it's off the mark over Bob Small. Good defense played by the Defensive Player of the Year on that one. But we do have a good lead here going into halftime, 12 points. How about the defensive workman and honestly shutting down Bob Small offensively? It's a 12-point game here in the championship. So both teams are shooting 43% from the field. It's been pretty even so far, but we've been playing just better basketball on the defensive end so far and coming up with turnovers, and that's really been the defense and the difference. And let's see if we can come through in the second half with the same result. So here we go, up by 10 to start the second half. Here's a three right away. Danks is open in the corner. That's a great pass by Jacob Ray, who was right under the hoop, looking for the three-point shot. But here's Oklahoma State the other way, and Mueller gets it to go. And now it's a 38-27 game. Here we go right up the court right away. Workman out to the corner. Carlos with the trigger on the three-point line, knocking it down. Quickly back up to 14 points. You can see that stat right there. We are 27-3. We're leading at half. Here is a pick and roll all the way to the basket. Nobody stops the ball. And Workman gets going. It looks like he could be going for this MVP this game if we win. Here's a three missed. Jacob Ray with the rebound. You can just see the defense continues here, forcing them into long shots. Here's Oklahoma State, another three the other way, and he's going to get it to go. That time it's Ansel Buss. He knocks it down. And now it's an 11-point lead in LBSU's favor. Pick and roll this time. He doesn't get it to Shera, but this time he does. Lobs it inside, right under the hoop over Bob Small. It's now a 13-point lead now. About 11 and a half to go. But here's Oklahoma State the other way. Here's a fadeaway, and that is Buss again. He knocks it down. Now just a 9-point lead. So Oklahoma State trying to fight back in this one. Buss has been hot. Here's a pass on the perimeter. We do send the double team at Buss. He does get ripped away, but then gathers it. And here he is passing it on the perimeter, and looks like it's going to be a foul. I don't know about that one. Michael Workman played some excellent defense on that possession, and that puts Bobby Pope on the free throw line, averaging about 15 and 7. He knocks down the first. Now it's an 8-point game. This one can bring it down to 7, and it's good. And Pope will get a rest. And now let's see if our offense can get back to a comfortable lead here. And here's Workman. The shot clock winds down the next possession. 2 on the clock, 1 on the clock, and he hits the fadeaway. 9-point lead here for Long Beach, 47-38 now. So here's Jacob Ray on the next possession. He gets his man in the air and almost gets an and one, a foul on Bob Small. I'm not even sure that was a foul. Looked like Small went straight up, but still, I'll take the foul call. And now here we go, 51-40. And now here is Oklahoma State the other way. This is a three, and that is long that time by Levi Brock. And here we go the other way with possession. Nick Miles setting up the offense with about 8 to go. Here's Danks with possession. He works into the corner. Heineke off the bench, knocks it down. And Heineke is showing all of his gadgets in his toolbox the last couple of games, knocking down outside shots. He also can run in transition. Here he is passing to the corner. It's Danks. 3 running off of the baseline jumper. 56-42 now. 7 minutes to go. So here is Miles this time. Another pass to the corner. It's Danks again. He knocks it down. It's up to 17 points here in the second half. 6 minutes to go. Our bench is playing excellent. This is Nick Miles. This time he goes all the way to the bucket. 61-44 now. 5.5 to go. Here's a drive by Oklahoma State, and Mueller does draw the foul on Jacob Ray. But we do have the big lead here by 17. Mueller goes to the free throw line, and it's good. And the second one is also knocked down to a 15-point game. But as long as we keep playing good defense, we look like we have this one in the bag. Here's a three missed, and that is Heineke. But look at Solomon Teixeira on the offensive boards over Bob Small, and Mueller inside. And he gets the rebound and the bucket. And now it's 48-65. But there is Levi Brock knocking him down. Now it's a 14-point game with about 3.5 to go. So Workman has been the man with the plan this game. Here he gets a pick all the way to the bucket and draws the foul on Bob Small. Bob Small is gassed at this point. You can just see he did not get up at all on that block. That's the defensive player of the year. It looks like he may be just tired. We're going through everybody. Whoever's guarding him, we're just tiring him out, getting to his spot, and Workman knocks down both free throws. 16-point lead. So 2.5 to go. Here's a rebound, inbound this time, driving to the bucket, and they will draw a foul on Carlos, trying to trim this lead down with 2.5 minutes to go. Carlos gets called for the rare foul on that one, but now it's a 12-point game, 2.5. Here is their inbound. They try the full court press, but they don't stop Workman, and he goes all the way for the and one. Ansel Bus gets called for the foul, and Workman gets it to go. He goes to the free throw line and knocks down the free throw, and now it's a 15-point game. Give it to Workman one more time. Look at the pass, and it's good. Eric Carlos from the corner, a no-look pass, and that one will do it. An 18-point lead, down to 16 there off of that dunk. But we go on to win the national championship for back-to-back seasons. 73-57. This Long Beach State team did it with defense. And how about the year capped off by Player of the Year, Solomon Teixeira? He leads us to the promised land. But in this game, it was all about Michael Workman. What a game in his final game. And what a journey it has been for him. He actually went from one of our top recruits. And honestly, he could have started in year number 1. But he kind of took a bench role, and we kind of moved him off of the bench into the starting lineup, back to the bench. And this year he started every single game, and he came through as a senior, just that senior leadership. And he wins the championship MVP. So proud of this team and the journey that we took to get here. We definitely struggled. I did not think this was a championship team like last year was. Last year we just killed teams with our scoring, especially outside shooting. But this year it was different. We had to learn how to play inside out. And honestly, the last 3 years we've just been chucking up threes. This year we didn't really do it. And just look at the stats this game. Tyrus Danks went 4 of 5 from 3. And there was one point, remember, in the beginning of the season where I thought that Tyrus Danks was going to be our leading scorer this year. But it kind of didn't work out that way just because of his volume and his shooting. It just was too much for the offense to handle. And doing that was kind of a recipe for disaster. Teixeira took 1 3 in this game, and he ended up leading our team in scoring in the tournament and in the season, and obviously the player of the year. But this game was all about Workman. 22 points, 4, and 3 blocks too. And the thing about this game was that Bob Small was limited on the offensive end because he was exhausting all of his energy on the defensive side, and that's what did it. I mean, to be honest, I think if we wouldn't have went at Bob Small early, I think they would have went to him a lot more on offense, but he was just gassed at the end of the game. They could not actually keep him off of the floor. I mean, he had to stay on the entire game. When they tried to sub in Madison and Ilko, it was just like they couldn't match up, so they had to sub in Bob Small right away. And he was guarding everybody on the floor, and it just honestly wore on them. And William Muller was probably their best player. I did like Bus a little bit in this one. He had 9 and 7, but it was just way too much for them to keep up with. Our defense was suffocating. They couldn't do anything. And we come home with our second straight national championship. And I'm not even sure this was a great national championship team. I think we just really played great defense, and that's what won it for us. Because if we had to go up against a team who can really put the ball in the bucket, I think we would have been in trouble here. But just to show you how even this matchup was, both teams shot 49% and 48% respectively. We just hit more threes, and they actually caused 1 less turnover than we did. They had 10, we had 11. and we both shot 100% from the free throw line. It was a dead even game. I think that we just executed better in certain stretches. So that does it for season number 7 as we head into season number 8. Solomon Teixeira wins Player of the Year. He's going to the NBA draft, no doubt about that. 19 points, 8.3 rebounds here in the tournament, 1.2 blocks as well, after averaging nearly 30 points a game in the regular season. I'm not sure what Tyrus Danks is going to do. He might have to catch the lightning in a bottle here, because coming off a national championship, you're definitely in that spotlight. He might want to declare while he's still young. I'm not sure if he will stay for that senior year. Tamir Macklin did it just because he wanted to bring home that national championship, but Tyrus Danks already has 2. All these guys have 2 now. So I don't think they have anything to stay for. Michael Workman is a senior. He's graduating, and he's going to have a pretty good NBA career now after that showing, because I'm not even sure he was on NBA radars for half of this season, but he really did show some things in the NCAA tournament and in the conference tournament, because I did not think that he would even be the starter for the full season. I thought that we may have had some freshmen that we recruited that would come in right away and take away playing time from him again, but he ended up proving everybody wrong. Now, Eric Carlos, I'm not sure about. He could stay for another year because he wasn't in the starting lineup for that long, but Jacob Ray was dominant. He could stay, he could go. I mean, it can honestly go either way for both of them. They both had great seasons, and we're going to have 2 freshmen who are probably going to take up playing time from both of them, so we'll have to see. Jonathan Heineke, when he committed to our school, already said he was one and done. He's going to be going to the NBA. He's going to be a top 15 pick. You know, the thing that I realized with him in the NCAA tournament is that we were using him wrong. You know, we were kind of using him as a post-up player early on in the season. That's not him. He can run the break. He can also handle the ball really, really well. And being 6'10", I mean, that's a big asset to have. I think we were using him wrong, but it didn't end up hurting us in the end. Steve Jenkins is just a sophomore, and it's interesting because he hit the bench this year and never got back to the starting lineup and barely played. He came off the bench and played some good defensive minutes, but never got back to that starting role. So we cap off the national championship next episode with a little bit of a recap, and we'll see who declares. And then we will get into the off season, and we finally get to see our top 2 recruits, the top 2 recruits in the nation, headed to LBSU this year for season number 8. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. So Long Beach they are national champions for the 2nd straight year with a 16-point victory in the national championship. We'll see what happens with these other teams around us too. Arizona kind of had a bad year, I would say, as far as their standards. They fell off. Oklahoma State will likely be back again. They're always good. And we'll see what the other Pac-12 teams do in recruiting as well in the offseason. All that coming next episode. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I hope the rain don't come in November.